Welcome to another edition of Highliner News. I'm Callie.
And I'm Abby. Valley City DECA members Abby Slider and Megan Roswick had the opportunity to compete at National DECA in Atlanta, Georgia.
National DECA not only provides students with an opportunity to compete, but also the chance to travel to aquariums, historic monuments, and places they will likely only visit once in their lifetime. Abby Slider brings us the recap.
Ready for some Andy Grammer? Love Andy Grammer! We are having such beautiful weather in Atlanta. I finished both my role plays and Megan just took off to do hers, so we will see how it goes.
VCHS has offered multiple classes that are new to the school.
Reporter Riley Miller finds out more about Mr. Nielsen's STEM class.
Mr. Nielsen explains what his new class is all about.
The new class we have this semester is called STEM Seminar, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. In this course we focus on the C's of education, which is collaboration, critical thinking, communication, and then also we do a lot of problem solving, abstract thinking. And this class is set up for those that are not going to attend a four-year university.
VCHS had a reason for starting this class.
Governor Burgum, his initiative at the state, said we need to have students that are ready for college, career, and military, and this course is our science course that will help them be career ready.
This class offers a uniqueness our school hasn't seen.
This class is a lot of hands-on and experiential learning, and it's not so much on vocab and the theory, but it's problem solving, it's designing.
The STEM class is very likable.
I like the students' engagement. They are more engaged in this course because they have more control over what we're doing, as a lot of the projects we do are their projects.
I like that it's a lot of trial and error, so you aren't really graded on what you get wrong. You're just graded on your effort and participation.
Reporting for Highliner News, I'm Riley Miller.
How long has these students and staff liked their sports?
Hunter Birchall has the story.
My favorite football team is the Eagles, and I've liked them ever since Carson Wentz joined, and they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I like the Sox like my whole life. My dad was always a big fan, so I grew up with it. Yeah, I had like a Red Sox onesie when I was a kid, so that was fun.
I've liked the Vikings since I was born. My parents have always been Vikings fans. I grew up a Vikings fan all my life. I used to live in Minneapolis. I remember when AP was drafted. It was a good day.
For football, I've always liked the Patriots. I mean, it was the first team I really chose when I was a kid. The first game I ever saw was a Patriots game, on TV. I mean, that's the only team I truly, really actually follow in football.
But Red Sox and the Cubs have been my favorite team since I was a kid, so I've always kind of followed them around. And Eagles, been a fan of them since I was a kid as well. So a lot of them are from childhood.
Reporting for Highlander News, I'm Hunter Burchell.
Their lives have been divided up into many different jobs.
Test your knowledge to see how well you know our math teachers.
All right, it's time for an episode of Better Know Your Math Teachers. First up, Mr. Milbrandt. Was he A, a park ranger, B, a construction worker, C, a tropical forest bird bander, or D, a field botanist? Take 5. If you said B, you nailed it. Up next is Mrs. Legrand. Was she A, a chambermaid, B, a live mannequin, C, an embroiderer, or D, a beekeeper? Take 5. If you said A, you swept the competition. Now, on to Mr. Murray. Was he A, a rugby coach, B, a baseball coach, C, a wrestling coach, or D, a rowing coach? Take 5. If you said B, you hit a home run. To round up your math teachers, we have Mr. Hansen. Was he A, a tile setter, B, a ticket taker, C, a telemarketer, or D, a tango instructor? Take 5. If you said C, someone pick up the phone because you called it. I'm your host, Hannah Sorensen, and that was an episode of Better Know Your Math Teachers.
Being a school resource officer is more than just walking the halls and keeping the peace between the students and staff.
Reporter Courtney Lloyd brings us an inside scoop of Officer Hagen.
Well, it can be hard to put into words, but initially when you become a school resource officer, you go to a week-long training, and they kind of break it down into 3 phases. The first being law enforcement presence. So of course you're in charge of the safety, keeping everybody safe. That's the staff and students working on emergency planning, taking any reports of crimes that might occur either in the school or if someone reports being a victim of a crime, being that law enforcement officer. The second would be informal teacher or guest speaker in a classroom. That could be anything from talking about drugs, talking about the Fourth Amendment, or testifying. At the elementaries, it might be stranger danger or seat belts, things like that. And then the third is going to be the informal counselor, or just being a role model, just developing those relationships with the staff and especially the students, and creating that bond, letting the students know we're here because we care for them. We're not just law enforcement there to arrest people. We're also interested in what they have going on, and we want good things for them. So.
Officer Hagen started out with different career plans, but soon realized being an SRO was the job for him.
Well, I applied for the position. When I first started, I wanted to do patrol like any officer, wanted to be out on the streets. So I did that for a few years, then I became a field training officer. I trained the new officers when they got hired, and then it came down to a decision. I either had an opportunity to be sergeant or become school resource officer, different challenges with both. I was obviously drawn towards school resource officer, the different challenges, and obviously working with the kids, and so I applied for it and I got that position, and it's the best decision I ever made.
From working at Jefferson, Washington, and the high school, Officer Hagen sees many similarities, but also some differences.
I think the overall goal is the same. You're there to make sure everybody's safe, make sure the students and the staff are safe. You're there to offer assistance in the classrooms or anything that comes up, for the principals to help them out with any issues they might be having with students. And then also to build the relationships. I think the difference would be the conversations probably. Up at the high school level, you're maybe talking about, what are the plans for the kids' future, and things that are going on, whether it's a serious talk, they have stress going on and are concerned, or maybe just joking in the hallways during passing time. At the elementaries, it's a little more, what's on your belt? Can we see your handcuffs? Have you ever been tased? How many people have you arrested? Things like that. But either way, you're developing relationships with the students.
If you ever need to get a hold of Officer Hagen, he has various platforms you can reach him from.
There's different ways. The easiest way is I have a school resource officer cell phone that I keep with me at all times, even over the weekends. That phone number is 840-9761. They can call me or text me anytime. Also, if you stop by an office and say, hey, I need the school resource officer, they know how to get a hold of me. Of course, if you go through the police department too, you say, I'd like to speak with Officer Hagen, and they'll be able to get a hold of me as well.
This is Courtney Lloyd reporting for Highliner News.
With graduation less than a month away, seniors are busy making plans for the future.
In the next couple shows, we will be spotlighting the class of 2018.
Thank you for joining us from Valley City High School for another edition of Highliner News. I'm Abby.
And I'm Callie.